How to apply for a permanent visa in Australia, the step-by-step series.
In this video, we will be talking about how to check if your occupation is in the skilled occupation list and also how you can have a suitable skill assessment for your application. The first step of the process, which is to check if your occupation is on the skilled occupation list. And we can do that by visiting this website. So we can open it in a new tab. And also, we can see if you can have a suitable skill assessment for your occupation and how to do that. So, first, let's look at the skilled occupation list and look at the occupation that you have. So, it's based on what profession you want to apply on. For example, for me, I'm a materials engineer. So, I will just type in materials engineer and select the visa and go search. So, as you can see, it is here. The occupation is materials engineer. This is the ANZO code of the occupation associated to my profession. And also these are the visa in which I could apply for. And one of them is the one that we've been discussing, the Skilled Independent Visa, subclass 189. And it is part of the MLT SSL. So what does that mean? So it means medium and long-term strategic skills list. So it is associated to the demand of this skill in the country. So it means it is in demand, medium and long term. And as was mentioned in this, that you have to have a suitable skill assessment for the occupation. So the suitable skill assessment is given by the assessing authority. And for my case, because I'm a materials engineer, it is given by Engineers Australia. Now, maybe we can look at another profession. So I would type in if you're a nurse. So I know that we have many nurse practitioners in the Philippines and also in other countries. So we have a nurse practitioner, and this is SCO code. And also, we can apply for subclass 189 and other visas if you can also want to check on the other visas. And again, it's part of this medium and long-term strategic skills list in which it's in demand in the medium and long term in Australia. And the assessing authority is called ANMAC. You can also apply for other professions, not only nurse practitioner. As a nurse, you have different titles and different roles. You can apply as a nurse practitioner. You can apply as a registered nurse in aged care. You can apply as a registered nurse in child and family health, registered nurse in the community health, registered nurse in critical care and emergency, registered nurse in developmental disability, registered nurse in disability and rehabilitation, in the medical practice, medical in general, mental health, pediatrics, perioperative, surgical, and EC, and so on. So, yep, there are many options for nurses on which specific profession you would like to apply for, depending on your experience and practice. Maybe some of my friends, they have inquired about this and they were accountants, so I can search for accountant. And yep, you can see here that we have a general accountant, and the assessing authority is not only limited to one, but three assessing authorities, and external auditor, management accountant, and taxation accountant. Let's try to check other professions such as in the IT, a lot of people are interested from the IT background. So maybe we can apply using this skill, software engineer. So yep, we can see that we have software engineer, and then the assessing authority is ACS. And it's also eligible for skilled independent points tested stream. So I have a lot of friends who came here in Australia. They are software engineers in the Philippines, and they were able to come as permanent resident. And also we can have architect. Yep, also architects are in the occupation list. And for those in the service industry, like my sister from HRM or hotel and restaurant management backgrounds, we can check for chef. Yep, also chef can apply for a skilled independent visa. Even for people who are skilled, who are mechanics, for example. Australia really appreciate people who have a lot of skills, such as mechanic skills. So you can consider applying as well. And they even accept welders. So if you have these skills, and maybe um, for those that I haven't searched, but you're interested to look up your profession, then yeah, feel free to have a look. So most of the occupations in each list have their own skills assessing authority. And um, Australia only accepts skills assessment issued by the relevant assessing authority. So what happens is, for example, for the materials engineer profession or occupation, I have to apply in Engineers Australia to be assessed as an equivalent materials engineer here in Australia. So you have to meet the certain standard for. Another example is if you're a nurse, then if you want to apply for a nurse practitioner and you want to become a nurse practitioner here in Australia and come here as a permanent resident, you have to be assessed by this assessing authority, the ANMAC, for you to be recognized as a nurse practitioner here in Australia. So it's a conversion of your qualification, something like that. So it's very important also to look at this assessing authority. They have their own set of requirements, as well as they have their timelines on when they would approve your assessment as an equivalent, for example, nurse practitioner, or for my case, materials engineer in Australia. So again, this step, suitable skill assessment, is like uh, a proof that your skill is equivalent to the occupation that you're applying for. If you are a nurse, then you have to meet certain criteria given by the assessing body to prove that your skills, wherever you are in the world, is equivalent to the skills of a nurse here in Australia. And for engineers, for example, you have to go to the suitable skill assessing authority, such as Engineers Australia, and have to comply to their requirements so that you can prove that your skill as an engineer is equivalent to an engineer here in Australia. So those are the things that you need to do in order to comply on this requirement that your occupation is on the skilled occupation list and you have a suitable skill assessment for the occupation.
Please watch out for the next videos because we will be discussing this process step by step.